Chapter 1. How did Runeterra begin? Before time, two celestial forces, creation and oblivion, clashed in an endless dance of opposition. Their struggle birthed a world, Runeterra. This was no ordinary land. It thrummed with primal power, raw and untamed. From the cosmic chaos, the world runes emerged, artifacts capable of shaping reality itself. But their power was both a blessing and a curse, for anyone who wielded them risked destruction. Amidst this untamed power, the gods left their mark. In the northern wilds of what would become the Freljord, ancient beings arose. Orn, the reclusive forge god, shaped mountains with fire. Volibear, the Stormbringer, sought to dominate with primal fury. And Anivia, the Ice Phoenix, became the eternal guardian of the land. Their battles and creations forged the icy tundras of the Freljord, setting the stage for the struggles to come. Chapter 2. What happens when mortals become gods? In ancient Shurima, the rise of the Ascended changed the world forever. Mortal champions were gifted with celestial powers to defend against dark forces. Among them were Nasus, a scholar with unmatched wisdom, and his brother Renekton, a fearless warrior. Together they led Shurima to glory. But power has a cost. As the empire expanded, pride corrupted its leaders. The emperor attempted to ascend himself but failed, unleashing chaos. Renekton sacrificed himself to seal away the threat, while Nasus, racked with guilt, vanished into the desert. Among the Ascended who fell into madness were the Darken, once noble warriors turned into monstrous entities by the horrors of war. Chief among them was Aatrox, who now roams Runeterra seeking freedom from the cursed blade that binds him. Chapter 3. What is the price of balance? In the east, the land of Ionia was a paradise of harmony, where magic and nature intertwined. But peace is fragile. When Noxus invaded, Ionian champions rose to defend their homeland. Irelia, once a simple girl, became a master of blade dancing, leading the resistance against Noxian forces. Meanwhile, a deeper conflict brewed in Ionia's shadows. Zed, a master of forbidden shadow magic, turned against his own order, killing his mentor to wield the power he believed necessary to protect Ionia. His rival, Shen, upheld the ideals of balance and tradition, even as Zed's actions tore their brotherhood apart. Beyond mortal affairs, a figure of cosmic mischief watched. Jin, an Ionian psychopath, turned murder into art, leaving trails of carnage as his gruesome performances unfolded. Chapter 4. What hides beneath Damasia's light? In the west, Damasia arose from the ashes of the Rune Wars, a sanctuary built on Petricite, a stone that nullifies magic. The kingdom thrived on ideals of justice and order. Garen, the steadfast protector, embodied these values. Yet his sister Lux harbored a dangerous secret. She could wield magic, a forbidden power in their homeland. Locked beneath Damasia's pristine surface was Silas, a mage who had been imprisoned for discovering the kingdom hypocrisy. Escaping his chains, he now leads a revolution, determined to expose the truth of magic in Damasia. Chapter 5. What fuels Noxus's fire? To the east, Noxus grew into a militaristic empire where strength ruled. Darius, a general of unmatched might, led the empire's conquests, embodying its relentless ideals. Alongside him was Katarina, a cunning assassin who lived in the shadows of Noxus's political schemes. At Noxus's heart was Swain, a man who seized power through a pact with dark forces. With his demon-enhanced vision, Swain orchestrated the empire's rise, seeking not just control but domination of Runeterra itself. In the shadows of Noxus lies a lingering specter, Mordekaiser, the first emperor, whose dark magic threatens to reclaim his lost empire. Chapter 6. What happens when the past refuses to die? In the desert of Shurima, the fall of the empire left echoes of its former glory. Talia, a young stoneweaver, sought to control her magic while navigating the ruins of her homeland. Her journey intersected with Zerath, a being of pure, arcane energy who betrayed Shurima in his quest for power. The desert also stirred with other threats. Severe, a mercenary treasure hunter, accidentally revived the sun disk, setting Shurima's forgotten powers back into motion. The return of Azir, the once betrayed emperor, brought hope of rebuilding the empire, but at what cost? Chapter 7. What happens when the void calls? Beneath Runeterra's surface lies a realm of unspeakable horror. The void. Born of nothingness, the void hungers to consume all existence. It first touched Runeterra in the ancient Icathian Empire, where desperate leaders unleashed its power to fight Shurima's ascended. The void devoured Icathia, leaving a gaping scar in the world. Among the survivors was Kassadin, a wanderer who lost his family to the void's corruption. Fueled by grief and vengeance, he merged with void energies, becoming a weapon against its horrors. Yet, as he fights, he risks becoming what he despises. Meanwhile, the void creates champions of its own. Kha'Zix, an ever-evolving predator, stalks the wilds, adapting with every kill. Vel'Koz, a calculating voidborn, seeks knowledge, disintegrating anything in its path. And then there is Kaisa, a survivor who escaped the void but was marked by it, wearing its living armor to fight against her former captors. The void is no longer dormant, and as its champions stir, the fate of Runeterra hangs in the balance. Chapter 8. Can death truly be conquered? On the Shadow Isles, once known as the Blessed Isles, an ancient disaster known as the Ruination transformed a paradise into a land of death and despair. The event began when Viego, a grieving king, sought to revive his queen, using the power of the Isle's sacred waters. But his desperation unleashed a curse that killed everything in its wake, binding souls to eternal torment. Among the cursed is Thresh, a sadistic jailer who thrives on the suffering of others, collecting souls in his lantern. Callista, once Viego's loyal general, was betrayed and now roams the Isles as the spirit of vengeance, seeking justice for those who have been wronged. Even those beyond the Isles feel its influence. Hecarim, once a proud knight, became a spectral avatar of destruction, while Yorick, a gravedigger burdened with saving the Isles, struggles against the overwhelming darkness. The Ruination is a reminder that some losses can never be undone, but can its curse ever be broken? Chapter 9. What happens when progress and chaos collide? In the twin cities of Piltover and Zon, progress thrives, but not without cost. Piltover, the city of progress, revels in innovation and trade, while Zon, its shadowy underbelly, is driven by desperation and survival. The two are inseparable, yet always at odds. From Piltover comes Jace, an inventor who created the Hextech hammer, a tool powered by the magical hex crystals. Jace represents the hope of progress, but his ideals are often challenged by those around him. Caitlin, the city's sheriff, works tirelessly to protect Piltover's people, aided by her fiery enforcer Vi, whose own past in Zon is shrouded in mystery. Zon, meanwhile, gives rise to chaos. Jinx, a manic criminal, thrives on destruction, targeting Piltover's order with her explosive schemes. Her counterpart, Echo, uses time-bending technology to protect Zon's people, embodying the hope for a better future. As the line between innovation and exploitation blurs, Piltover and Zon's fates remain deeply entwined. Chapter 10. Can mortals stand against the heavens? High above Runeterra, the celestial realm of Targon watches. The aspects, godlike beings, choose mortal vessels to enact their will. Among them is Leona, the aspect of the sun, who upholds Targon's light and protects her people. Opposing her is Diana, the aspect of the moon, who seeks truth in the shadows, challenging the rigidity of Targon's beliefs. Meanwhile, a mortal named Pantheon once served as the aspect of war. When the celestial power abandoned him, he reclaimed his body and became the unbreakable spear, wielding his mortal strength against gods and monsters alike. Targon's influence stretches far, touching even mischievous beings like Zoe, the aspect of Twilight, who plays with reality itself, and Aphelios, a silent assassin guided by his sister from the spirit realm. As Runeterra looks to the skies, it must reckon with the power of those who dwell above. Leave a comment about whose lore you want to hear next.